mean, the tutorial does make it simple, but there are some things it misses. I will be explaining what it says and then explaining more. So, when you start the game, first you get 4 color studs, 6 if you go second, which you can see on the card, 3 colorless, 5 red. That is the cost amount, you can see it on the bottom as well, and there's a health and attack. If you want to, you can drag, you can also click. When it's played, it will start locked, so you can't do anything with it. And then you can press this to end your turn. Now, since it's a red card, generates red stud. And then all the stuff in the base play also generates. So you can see 2 colorless. And you can tell the color of the card of the outline, or if you look under the name, it says token red fighter. Then it's the enemy's turn, boss will start locked. And then every turn, you draw a card from your deck. If you can't, you'll take damage. What it tells us here, we can't afford the tank. If you right click or drag it into the base play, it will put it in the base play and then give a color token of the color card. Now since it's in the base play, it will generate a red every turn. But you can only put 1 in the base play every turn. Of course, you can hover the cards to see the effects. And then, if it does have something that you might not know, it tells you on the left. The whole aim is to do the health bar amount of damage by going through the units and killing. The colored studs also reset. Action cards. Action cards, they're not fighters. It says the effect there, and that's all. You can discard these, but in this, it wants you to play it. What's important to know, if you put something in your base play, you can still discard more, and then it will keep giving you colored studs of that card. Since there's no cards, I can just attack directly. You can also buffer inputs. If you attack with one, you can attack with the other by clicking on that. And then it will buffer the input. When it can, it will do it. And then it lets you into the normal tutorial. You can see the graveyard in the bottom left. It's important that you can click on base plate, graveyard, and your deck to see what's in it. As you can see, in the base plate it tells you what you're generating. Also above it says that. Graveyard, you can also see the color cards in your graveyard and what you don't have. If you click your deck, it'll tell you every card that you have in your deck. And as you can see, it says sorted by cost. If you don't know what a card does, you can pay attention to the bottom, and I will tell you the effects shortly. As you can see, this card, when cast, can lock a target fighter. It decided to target the tank, which means it's locked. I think that's all you really need to know. Because you can harvard the effect, it is important to look under the name. You can see groups, rarity, color, and then what type it is. So you can see the name is player, it's a rare, it's a red card, and it's a fighter. Same with these two. And then after your opponent reaches 0 HP, then you win. Keep in mind, you start with 4000 HP in games. Yeah, you start with 4000 HP, you start with 5 cards in hand. And I can explain these because the tutorial doesn't explain this. But, so patch notes tells you the updates. Ranks and stats tells you your stats, obviously. Deck builder, if you click this, you can create new decks, see decks you've bought, basically get a whole view of all the things in the game. Play, you can just enter a queue, or just challenge people, or trade people. Travel is a story mode. When you click travel, you can see multiple different stories. History cores are used to unlock new packs. The multiple stories, you don't have to complete a previous one to do the next one, and they do have different styles. Shops. So, card packs. You can buy them for money, and never mind, they're not here. The history cores are supposed to unlock packs. Although I don't know where it is. Oh, that. I guess you can only use it for money. Oh well. Decks gives you a list of pre-built decks. It contains the cards you would need, as you can see. And it's up to you how to figure out how to play the deck. And if you go into deck builder, it will be in your pre-built decks. Sets are the same thing, except from it's not a deck. You just get a list of cards, and that's it. Crossovers are just all the decks that are from other games. Sleeves, it's just the back of your cards. Backgrounds. You can see what that does. Changes the menu background. Robux offers, you can buy stuff with the Robux. I don't think that our box has anything now. Codes, you can redeem codes, obviously. And event shop is more like a exchange shop. You can see all of these. Some of these aren't limited times, some of them are. Quests, they give you rewards for completing stuff. It also has a daily login, daily quests, story quests, seasonal quests, feats quests, cards quests, and cause quests. This is how you get majority of your cores. And then your party, you can invite people. You can do 2v1s. This is right now just showing a leak of the update. And if you want to know where your rebuilt decks are, it's in the deck selector. See all of these. And then for the deck builder, you've got filters for almost everything. And you can change what colors it shows. I would also recommend exploring the map, because there are NPCs that you can fight, which then earn you money, and then also might give you some rewards. I think that's about it. I'll show the travel a little. The main story, you just go into random worlds, you beat NPCs, and then you keep doing that. On the Lord's Trial, you're forced to use a set deck, and the further you get, the more cards and money you get. Raid bosses are bosses that basically stop any damage to the main owner card. But then the whole point is to just beat only the raid boss. Roguelike, you get to choose a starter deck, and then you get to make options which can give you more cards or give you more fights. Even more raid bosses, but then also just challenging fights. And then Legacy Worlds is just if you went into the old game and then beat those NPCs for more and more. I think that's it.